Hello everyone, I am Bhagyashree Sharma. In this video, I will explain that how to find highest common factor through prime factorization method, right? So, prime factorization method, as the name of the method is prime factorization. So, what we will do in prime factorization method? That we will factorize the given numbers in the form of prime numbers. It means we will factorize the given numbers as the product of prime numbers only. We will write only as the product of prime numbers. We will not write in the form of composite numbers. Okay. So now what are the prime numbers? Prime numbers are those numbers which have only two factors. It means the number which is only divisible by two numbers, and the two numbers will be 1 and the number itself, because 1 is the number which will divide every number, and every number will always divisible by itself, right? So if any number has only these two factors, then that number will be known as prime numbers, right? So the example of prime numbers like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 and so on. Why they are prime numbers? See, if I am talking about 2, it has only two factor. It is divisible by only two numbers, completely divisible 1 and 2, right? Now if I am talking about 3, it has only two factors, 1 and 3, okay? Because 3 is divisible by 1 only and 3 is divisible by 3 only, right? So that's why these numbers are called prime numbers. So now in prime factorization method, what we will do, what numbers we have given, we will write the number as the form of prime numbers. Now see how we will solve this. Let us take one example. Now here I want to find out the HCF of 30 and 45 through prime factorization method. So now see how we will do. As I have said, we will prime factorize the number. So we will make a format like this, okay, horizontally, like plus sign. So this is okay. Now what we will do, we will write the number individually in these formats, okay. Now start with one by one. So first we will see this number, that is your 30. Now we have to check that which prime number, which smallest prime number is there that will divide this given number completely, okay. So we start with 2 because 2 is our first prime number. So now we will see that does 30 divide by 2 completely? Yes, we know, because now how we will ensure that? See, now we have to recall the divisibility rules of number. We have the divisibility rules of number. So we know that divisibility of 2 is that if suppose there is number 30, right? So the divisibility rules of 2 says that if on ones place we have 0 or any even number, that means the whole number is divisible by 2. Okay, so ones place पे अगर हमारे पास 0 है या कोई even number है. Now what are the even numbers? The numbers which divides by 2, like 2, 4, 6, 8. So अगर ones place पे we have 0, 2, 4, 8, 4, 6, 8. इनमें से कोई है, it means जो whole number वो होगा that will be divisible by 2, right? So now we will divide 30 by 2. So what we will get as quotient? So we know 2 times 1 is 2, and then 1 will be a remainder, then 0 will be carry forward, so it will be 15. It means what we are doing, we are dividing the 30 by 2. So 2 times 1 is 2, then subtracting the 2 from 3, then 0 will be carry forward, and 2 times 5 is 10. It means we are writing the quotient in the down, okay. Now see, now next step, you will see now which smallest number is there that will divide this quotient completely. So that will be your 3, because 2 does not divide 15. So it means now next prime number that will divide the given number, the number which comes as quotient, ठीक है, that is your 3. So 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, now which smallest prime number, that is your 5. अब 5 3 से divisible नहीं है, 2 से divisible नहीं है, so next prime number is 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1, right? So now we have reached to 1, and this process will repeat till we get the 1 at last. Okay, so now we have done the prime factorization of 30. Now we will write the number 30 as the product of these prime numbers, right? 2 into 3 into 5. Why I am writing this? See, when we multiply these three numbers, these three prime numbers, we will get this number 30. You can see 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 5 is 30, right? So it means जो अब आपका जो प्रोडक्ट आया है, आपका ये जो प्राइम नंबर्स आए हैं, इसकी प्रोडक्ट की फॉर्म में आपको उसके फैक्टर्स लिखने हैं, right? So it is 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. Now this same we will do in case of 45. Now we will prime factorize the number 45. So which smallest number, prime number that will divide 45? 3. As it is not divisible by 2 because we don't have 0 or any even number on ones place. So now check for another prime number, that is 3. So now divisibility rule of 3. It says that suppose here the number is 45. So the rule, divisibility rule of 3 says if the value of number when we add them, so here it is 4 and 5. So when we add them we get 9. Okay? So when we add the value of the given number individually and what comes as result, if that is divisible by 3, it means the whole number will also be divisible by 3, right? So we will, it means 45 is divisible by 3. Now how many times it will go in 45? So 3 times 1 is 3, okay? So 4 minus 3 will be 1, then 5 will be carry forward. So 15 will be there, and we know in the table of 15 will come 5 times. So 15, right? You can do it orally when you start practicing it. So you need not to divide it like this. Okay. So now which is the smallest number which will divide 15? 3 again, right? Because 3 times 5 is 15. And now which smallest prime number will divide the number 5? That is your 5. 5 times 1 will be 5, right? So now we will write the 45 as the product of prime numbers. So this is your 45. We can write 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5, right? So we have done the first step. Now see what will be the next step. क्या किया हमने first step में? हमने जो given numbers थे उनको हमने factorize किया है only and only prime numbers की form में, ठीक है? तो उसके लिए हमने देखना है वो नंबर जो गिवन नंबर्स हैं वो किस स्मॉलेस्ट प्राइम नंबर से 1 by 1 डिविजिबल हो रहे हैं, ठीक है? जो मतलब क्वोशिएंट आएगा उससे हमें नीचे लिखना है, और फिर अगेन हमें देखना है कि वो क्वोशिएंट अब किस प्राइम नंबर से डिविजिबल होगा. सो दिस प्रोसेस विल रिपीट till we get 1 at the last, right? So this we have done in our first step. Now see what will be the second step. So see, now because it is highest common factor, we are finding highest common factor. So what we will do, we have to find out the common numbers. Now because there are two numbers 30 and 45, so what we will do, we will make a group of two numbers, right? And those numbers must be common in both the number. Okay, so start with this 2. See, अभी हमें क्या करना है, जो फैक्टर्स हैं उनके ग्रुप्स बनाने हैं. बिकॉज यहाँ पे दो नंबर्स है तो हमें दो के पेयर बनाने हैं, दो के ग्रुप बनाने हैं, ठीक है? सो कॉमन ग्रुप, राइट? सो नाउ स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट फैक्टर ऑफ गिवन फर्स्ट नंबर. सो दैट इज द 2. नाउ वी विल सी कि इज आर वी एबल टू मेक द ग्रुप ऑफ 2, ठीक है? उसके लिए हमें नेक्स्ट फैक्टर को देखना है, कंसिडर करना है. सो 2 is the factor of 30, but 2 is not the factor of 45. It means we are not able to make the group of 2 with the factors of 45, right? So we will leave this number. Now move on to the next number, that is your 3. Now you will see, are we able to make the group of 3? Yes, with this 3 of, that is your factor of 45, right? ये आपका ग्रुप बन गया है, ठीक है? बिकॉज यहाँ पे 2 नंबर्स है तो हमें 2 के ग्रुप्स बनाने हैं. अगर सपोज वी हैव 3 नंबर्स, सो वी विल मेक द ग्रुप ऑफ 3. अगर वी हैव 4 नंबर, सपोज वी हैव 4 नंबर, देन वी विल मेक द ग्रुप ऑफ 4. इट मीन वो पर्टिकुलर फैक्टर शुड बी, मस्ट बी इवन कॉमन इन ऑल द 4 नंबर्स, ठीक है? सो अभी दिस इज, वी हैव मेड द ग्रुप of 3. Now see, but when we find out the HCF, then what we will do, as it is common, so out of the group we will write only once, ठीक है? पेयर बन गया है, जब ग्रुप बन जाएगा तो हमें उसके बाद उससे ग्रुप को 1 टाइम लिखना है ओनली, राइट? वी विल नॉट राइट लाइक 3 into 3 उस ग्रुप में से, बिकॉज कॉमन फैक्टर, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द कॉमन फैक्टर, सो कॉमन वी विल राइट ओनली वंस, ठीक है? फिर चाहे वो 2 के ग्रुप का हो, अगर वो 3 नंबर से तो 3 का ग्रुप हो, बट वी विल राइट ओनली वंस. सो इट मीन्स वी विल राइट 3 1 टाइम ओनली. नाउ मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट नंबर, दैट इज योर 5 here. So we will see that are we able to make the group of 5? Yes, because 5 is here. 5 is also the factor of 45. But now again what we will do, we will write 5 only 1 time because this is common, right? So we will write 5 only 1 time. So now we will multiply the common numbers, that common factors. So 3 multiply 5 is 15. So this is your HCF of 30 and 45. It means 15 is the largest number that will divide the both given number, that is your 30 and 45 completely. Okay? कुछ नहीं करना है, हमने ग्रुप्स बनाने हैं. उसके बाद हमें जो कॉमन, अगर 2 नंबर से तो 2 के ग्रुप्स बनेंगे, 3 है तो 3 के ग्रुप्स बनेंगे. फिर हमें वो कॉमन ग्रुप्स में से ओनली आउट ऑफ 1 टाइम वी विल राइट, ठीक है? उसके बाद जो कॉमन से उनका मल्टीप्लिकेशन करना है, सो देन योर HCF विल कम, राइट? ओके, सो नाउ let us take the example when we have 3 numbers and we will find the HCF through this method, that is your prime factorization method. But here I am taking the same number, that is your 30, 45. I will take another number, so there will be 3 numbers because we have already done the factors, so it will be easy for us, right? So now see, now the numbers are 30, 45 and suppose it is 75, right? Or we can take it like 90, right? So now if I want to find out the common factor, highest common factor of these 3 numbers, so how we will do? See, first factorize the first number, that is your 30, in the same way in the form of prime factors, okay? Then 45 we have already done. So what will be the next number? 90. So now we will factorize the number 90 by this prime factorization method. So we will factorize the number in the form of prime numbers. So 2, because 0 है 1 place पे, so 2 times 4 is 8, 1, then 0 will be carry forward, and 2 times 5 is 10. So 45 will come as a quotient. Now we will see which prime number which will divide 45, that will be your 3, because you can see 4 plus 5 is 9, so it is divisible by 3, the whole number will be divisible by 3. Now how many times it will go in 3? 3 times 1 is 3 and 5 will be carry forward 15, 3 times 5 is 15, right? Then next number again 3 times 5 is 15, then 5 is the number, so it will divide by 5 itself, right? So what are the factors, prime factors of the number 90? So the factors, now we will write the numbers as the product of the prime numbers. ठीक है, 30 के factors थे आपके 2 multiply 3 multiply 5, 45 के factors we have 3 multiply 3 multiply 5, and 90 के factors we have 2 multiply 3 multiply 3 multiply 5. Right? So now in the next step, what we will do, we will make the pairs, we will make the groups, but here we will make the group of 3 numbers. ठीक है? So it means if I am talking about the factors, then that factor must be common in all the 3 numbers, right? So then we will make the group. So first see 2 is here, but you can see 2 is not a factor of 45, but 2 is the factor of 90. But what I have said, the number must be common in all the given numbers, right? So if it is not common in any of the one number, then we will ignore the number, right? Because 2 इसका factor नहीं है, but तो इसका factor है, but फिर भी we will ignore it, ठीक है? Because here we are finding the HCF of these 3 numbers. Now move on to the next number, that is your 3. 3 is the factor of 30, 3 is the also factor of 30, and 3 is the also factor of 90. So it means this is your first group of 3, right? Now as I have said, when we are able to make the group, but we will write only once out of the group, whether it is a group of 3 or whether it is a group of 4, but we will write only one time because it is common. So we will write 3 only one time. Then move on to the next number, that is your 5 here. Now we will see 5 is also the factor of 45. It is also the factor of 90. Now 5 is common in all the 3 numbers. It means we will now write it only once. So we will write 5 only one time. Okay. So now what is now see, now you can see what numbers are left now. 2, 3 is here, 3 is here. You can see 3 is the factor of 45 and 90, but it is not the factor of 30, right? So it means now all uncommon pairs we will ignore them. Okay? So we will write only common pairs. Usko hame fir one time we will write it, and then we will just simply multiply. 3 times 5 is 15. So it means here the highest common factor of 30, 45 and 90 is also 15. It means it is the largest number. 15 is the largest number which will divide all these 3 numbers completely. Okay, so this is a way we find highest common factor through prime factorization method. Okay, thank you for watching my video. Hope you will like my video, and thank you.